Thank you very much for joining tonight's broadcast on this 16th day of January 2022. My name is Gloria Mutesi. Some residents who have long been concerned about the COVID-19 vaccines, concerns that were largely based on rumors and baseless information, say that they are not worried anymore, urging those who have not been vaccinated to go for it since it's important in stopping the spread of the pandemic. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has now begun a 15-day drive to step up its efforts to vaccinate a large number of people. Sam Kalisa begins our coverage tonight.
Mutabazi Elia is one of those who deliberately delayed to take COVID-19 vaccine. He explains that the reasons for this include rumors about the vaccine and other personal concerns.
Some
used to say that if we get vaccinated, we would not give birth. I had no doubt that if I took the vaccine, I would get ill. The other thing, I honestly fear injections, because even testing for malaria is always hard for me. He had to wait and talk to those that have been vaccinated to ask them if there are no bad effects of the vaccine. It was due to continued campaigns, but also I saw people who got vaccinated and had no problems after. After that, I made up my mind and came for the vaccine. Although the vaccination program has been ongoing for 10 months now, some people have not taken even the first dose. However, some recently followed suit with the COVID-19 vaccination program. They say that they were delayed by various reasons, but they know the importance of the vaccine. I faced a lot of challenges. Today I got time to come and get vaccinated. I've taken the first dose. I always felt like lines are still very long, so I had to wait since I told myself there is no need to rush. People should get vaccinated because we also did it. And as you can see, it brought no problems to us. It has been a month since Rwanda entered the fourth wave of the pandemic due to the new COVID-19 variant, Omicron. In the country's continued fight against the coronavirus, more efforts were put into vaccinating a large number of people, although some people have been hesitant to getting the vaccine. On this, Dr. Munga Tarsis, the state minister in charge of primary health care at the Ministry of Health, reiterated that people should not be worried about the vaccine.
You
have seen that in the past days, some people have been wanting to flee the country because they don't want to get vaccinated, some of them owing it to their religious beliefs. I want to tell everyone that vaccines do not interfere with anyone's religious beliefs, and that the vaccines we are administering are credible and have a big role in reducing the spread of the virus. The Ministry of Health has now begun a 15-day drive to step up its efforts to vaccinate a large number of people. About 1.8 million people are expected to get vaccinated throughout this period.
We have
increased the number of the vaccinating staff so as to reach many people across the country. This is meant to fasten service delivery because it has been evident that some people spend 1 or 2 months before taking the second dose. So we want to reach them from their areas. The efforts include increasing the number of COVID-19 vaccination sites, vaccinating people in their homes with the aim of achieving the goal of at least 70% of the population of about 9.1 million people vaccinated by June this year. Sam Kalisa, Rwanda Television News.
Now, still talking about COVID-19, as vaccination efforts continue across the country, some young people working in the furniture market in Gisozi say that the COVID-19 vaccine has helped them do their job feeling safe and that they will continue to adhere to all the prevention guidelines. While visiting the Gisozi furniture market, which provides jobs to many young people that we spoke to, they acknowledged the importance of being vaccinated and how it has made them feel safe while doing their job.
I encourage the young people to get vaccinated because in addition to protecting yourself, you are able to access all places without fear of anything.
uzi ko ufite umutekano ndetse nabo usanga nabo bafite umutekano.
Iyo umaze kwikingiza urisanzura.
Upon being vaccinated, there is a sense of confidence in knowing that the virus won't affect you that much. You know you can fully recover even after contracting the virus.
Although a large number of people already understood the importance of being vaccinated, the Ministry of Health still calls upon those who have not yet embraced this initiative to not be misled by false information and myths about the COVID-19 vaccination.
I think it's a matter of education, convincing, and they should themselves cross-check around and be aware of what we are saying. As I said, if you compare what happened at the time we were with very low vaccination rate in July, in January last year, a lot of people hospitalized in very severe conditions, compared to what we are seeing today. It should inform people that we have advantages of being vaccinated. Nothing is new, for sure. Right. So people should just be informed. They should not be misled by those bringing rumors, confusing people. In Europe, people are vaccinated for flu every year. So it can happen in Africa that having people vaccinated for COVID more than 2 times, 3 times, it can happen. Nothing is new. There is nothing in relation with the end of the world, etc., etc.
As the COVID-19 vaccination campaign continues across the country, various authorities are continuing to sensitize the public to participate in it. It is while restrictions are in place for some services towards those who aren't vaccinated. And to judicial matters now, the appeals court on Monday will begin hearing the case of former leaders and members and fighters of the MRCD-FLN terror outfit, including Paul Rusesabagina, a former leader convicted of terrorism-related offences. Ethan Toshibiana reports.
In September 2021, the High Court Chamber for International Crimes tried and convicted Paul Rusesabagina and 20 others who are accused of terrorism-related offences and were sentenced to between 3 and 25 years in prison. Now, the time has come to appeal. The appeal is being considered by plaintiffs who have expressed dissatisfaction with calculations based on their claims at trial. Vincent Nsengiyumva was the executive secretary of the Nyabimata sector, where the militants attacked, shot and burned his car.
We've
been suing for damages, which the court has not taken into account. Especially, they said that there was no satisfactory evidence found, including those whose properties were looted and taken away by the militants. It is very difficult to find such evidence. With regard to grievance redress, the court ruled that the spouse of the victim should be paid 10 million Rwandan francs compensation. The one who lost their vehicles should be compensated with 5 to 5 million Rwandan francs. Each person who lost their parents be paid 5 million Rwandan francs. The one who lost their relatives be paid 2 million Rwandan francs. The injured and the disabled get between 2 to 4 million compensation Rwandan francs. The abductee is entitled to 300,000 Rwandan francs, while the public transport companies whose buses were burned down by the attacks, including Omega Express, receive 164 million Rwandan francs, while Alpha Express would get 80 million Rwandan francs, while the 2 people whose private cars were damaged in the attacks are entitled to 15 million Rwandan francs and 4 million Rwandan francs compensation respectively. The plaintiffs have appealed for an increase in the compensation package, which they say has been reduced to a minimum. The prosecution, on the other hand, appealed the sentence of the terror convicts because the court reduced it, as said by prosecution spokesperson Faustin Ngusi on the day the case was heard and ruled on September 20th last year. Especially for those who have been sentenced to a shorter prison term, where some were sentenced to 5 years, 20 to 25 years in prison, yet the prosecution sought life sentence. Some we charged them with multiple offences. For instance, Sakara, whom we charged 14 offences, and Rusesabagina with 9, but the court convicted them of fewer charges. Sakara was convicted of 4 crimes, Rusesabagina 2 crimes, Herman Nsengimana 1 crime, and others the same. The other apparents are some of the defendants who are seeking a mitigation of sentence, including Sabimana Kariste, the self-styled Sankara, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Paul Rusesabagina, who has not appeared in court since March 2021, did not appeal, but the prosecution is seeking to extend his 25-year prison sentence and convict him of all charges. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Ethan Tashobia.
Many thanks, Ethan Tashobia. Now, some business people who employ people with disabilities testify that they are capable of doing their work excellently and say that there's no reason to discriminate them. This is being said as the country intends to increase capacity building in terms of knowledge for people with disabilities, as well as increasing their numbers in different professions and occupations by 2024.
Rwanda Stephen, who has deaf disability, is preparing coffee for customers. Like his co-worker, Isabel Nyirasafari, the two are happy that they have been employed as baristas. I was happy to be employed here. I was trained by people without disabilities. I had no problem when I got here.
They gave me an internship and trained us on how to prepare coffee. We are really trying our best, and we hope that even after this internship, we will continue performing well.
Some customers say they are happy to receive quality service from people with disabilities, stressing that there is no reason to discriminate them.
People who are deaf are normally very concentrated on their work. Seeing them here made me very happy, and I pledge to always come to this place.
A disabled person delivers service like anyone else would. You order for what you want, and they give it to you, like anyone else can do it. Some of the investors and business owners testify that people with disabilities perform their duties with excellence.
Their performance is tremendous. Their performance is very high. Simply because they have a high level of perfection. They have a high level of attention to details. So, which means they should be given a chance in any kind of a business because they are capable, they are able.
Safari William, project manager at the National Union of Disability Organizations in Rwanda, noted that the organization had put more efforts in linking investors with disabled people to help those with disabilities get equal employment opportunities.
We have tried to approach some of them. We met somewhere, we discussed, we shared experiences, learnings about doing business on the side of persons with disabilities. We have concluded saying that we need to link those entrepreneurs and persons with disabilities, just showing them what persons with disability are able to do, are able to perform the best. So, but we have said that we need to continue those meetings, because through those meetings it's where we shall take further decisions, further conclusions, linking up those persons with disabilities and those entrepreneurs who will give them a job.
The country intends to increase capacity building in terms of knowledge for people with disabilities, plus increasing their number in different professions and occupations by 2024, which is also stated in the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs.
Now, artisans in Musanze district say that although the COVID-19 pandemic hit them hard, they're happy with the progress they've made. And this is while officials in the district are urging artists to unite in order to make their contribution to the development of Musanze town in particular. Inshuti Arts and Culture Center is one of the most popular art houses in Musanze town. At this center, you will find some of Rwanda's most iconic art and cultural exhibitions. Ganza Hodari Olivier is one of the young artists working at this center. He says that although the COVID-19 pandemic has led to a decline in the number of their art clientele, they've not stopped being creative because it is something they're passionate about.
I'll
walk you through visual art. As you can see, we did this through wood burning, and that's how this picture was made. And for this painting, for instance, I painted it for 3 weeks. It could even take 6 months to a year without being bought. We invest but don't earn immediately. It takes time and dedication, especially now that we are even going through the pandemic.
On the other hand, Mashariko Bienveni, who had been out of art school for 7 years, decided to start his own art center called Musanze Arts Hub Adventure in 2021, where he says he invested more than 10 million Rwanda francs. Together with 12 other artists, he is now currently teaching art to 6 young children. He, as well as other artists, are proud of the progress this profession has rewarded them with.
I started working in 2015 as an independent artist. I was able to get money. I invested in this place and opened in this center. That is a sign for sure that art is lucrative and you can earn from it. There are so many opportunities in art for sure. I can be able to earn about 100,000 Rwandan francs and I even get to school. Art is a profession that has sustained me. I went through school and university because of this income from this profession. It is definitely possible to live off this profession.
Musanze Vice Mayor in charge of economic development urges artisans in the region to unite in order to make their contribution to the development of Musanze town in particular.
We had given ourselves this month of January to register them so that we can include them in the database of the district and be part of the partners that we're working towards beautifying and developing further the district and learn from other cities such as Mombasa and others around the world that have merged art and development of the cities.
However, these artisans say that they still have challenges they face, such as the high cost of material within the country, such as paint, among others, ultimately making their work more expensive than what people could usually afford. Thank you so much for the privilege of your company tonight. Have a productive week ahead. God bless you and keep you. And until next time, I'm Gloria Mutesi. Bye for now.